All right, guys, I really don't want to do this or put that much thought into it, but people have been asking me for my response to this already, even though it was just put out yesterday. So I'm just going to kind of get this over with, get it out of the way. So this is for purposes of commentary and criticism falling under fair use guidelines. We should be good with this. I'm literally just going to watch his video and give my reactions, okay? Let's go.
Today, we are going to be talking once again about the hacking problem in Dead by Daylight. DBD has had a very prominent hacking problem for quite a while. If you are a watcher of me, you know that I posted recently about a person hacking on YouTube, just casually hacking and promoting it in the game.
If you are a watcher of me, you will realize that my entire channel is based on riding off the coattails of other creators because I know that these kind of things will pull in views. See, I'm not going to hack myself, but I will use other people's videos on my channel to pull in the views, right? So we have over here, Nursemaid Becomes Trolling Hacker. That's the one we're watching. Got Toxic Survivor Rages. Nice thumbnails. Hacking streamers are getting out of control, not banned. Hacking streamer. Toxic players get humbled. Toxic sore winners are cringe. Let's see. Number one, Salt Harvester. The Salt Shakers, of course. The least subtle toxic hacker, the ultimate toxic Karen, toxic in all caps, salty TTV, got him banned from TikTok. We got him banned with the Salt Shakers. I mean, are you guys seeing a theme here? Toxic hypocritical sore winner, toxic VTuber, the most toxic homophobe in DBD. Toxic hypocritical survivor outs himself. Toxic streamer reports survivors for doing gens. I don't know, guys. Do we keep going on? The most toxic streamer goes insane over normal DBD. Do we see like what this guy is trying to make his channel all about? Toxic player loses and challenges me to 1v1. Toxic survivor mindset. The most wholesome streamer deals with toxic racist player, the toxic TTV mindset featuring such and such, the worst type of toxic DBD player, toxic entitled streamer rage, survivor goes full-blown toxic over trickster. I mean, can we get a title without the word toxic in it, please? Another day tunneling in the salt mines. All right, whatever, like have fun on his channel if you want. Anyway, I find it kind of funny. He's making like, well, you know, if you watch my channel, you'll see that I recently made a video about this one stream. It's kind of out of the ordinary for me to do this, but I felt it really needed to be addressed. So it's a very serious issue here. Anyway, all this tells me is that this guy is not very creative on his own, and he's just using other people's videos and making videos about other people because those other people are far more interesting than him. But let's move on. I don't want to be on this for too long. That's already like 4 minutes of just looking at his YouTube. That's fine though. Like, you're free to do that. There's really nothing wrong with it. I just want to point out what we're really doing here.
Really gross stuff.
Really gross.
Right.
Really gross.
So, after I made that video, I had quite a few people send me this person's account and ask me to make a video about them. So, I did some digging and I decided, yeah, this is definitely something worth talking about.
Thank you. Flattered.
Naturally, I'm going to be leaving their name out.
Naturally, you're going to be leaving their name out. Why? Because you want to pull in views from their content, all while making sure that you don't give any views back to them. So you don't want to give credit where credit's due, but you want to use their content because you know that content's going to get views. So you're not going to be the one hacking, but you're going to be featuring the hacking on your channel so you can pull in the views and not reciprocate by telling who that person is, right? Furthermore, you're going to delete their comments on the page. See this comment here I put? Please change the title to P100 Nurse Main becomes trolling hacker, right? If you go on another account, that comment won't be here. I'm only seeing this comment because I'm on my account, but he has all my comments blocked from his channel, so I cannot comment on the video that is all about me. Slightly hypocritical, little double standard there. He wants to talk about me, but he doesn't want to talk to me. But let's go on. Like I said, I don't want to get stuck too long. Like the video doesn't really bother me. I'm going to tell you right now, the only thing that it kind of bothers me is the hypocritical double standard of trying to use others to get views to your channel while trying your hardest to make sure that none of those views actually go back to the person that you're talking about, that you're using in your entire video to pull in the views. And this is a trend that's going on in the DBD community. A lot of the content creators are doing this. They're just, it's the same thing. They're doing this. They're talking about other people, making other people look bad, as if they're like above them and far more self-righteous or moral. But they don't reveal who that person is because they don't want that person getting any attention. Now, not that I need his attention or care, because if you look over here, right, and you look at his stats, he makes DBD videos, he streams DBD, and he respects women. Because most people don't, right? We want to make sure that everybody knows he respects women. That's, one of his virtues. All right, I don't care about showing his name and all that. I'm not going to be petty like him and blur it all out like he does, but you see how he's got 264,000 views, okay, on his entire channel, right? I pull in twice as many views in a month. Now, I'm not here to brag about my views because I don't think that's amazing compared to huge content creators. What I'm just trying to say is I'm not looking for his views. Like I don't need to ride off of his channel, off the coattails of his content like he does to other people. But let's go on.
And stuff like that. But I'm going to give the whole story here and summarize it to the best of my ability.
I do appreciate his effort to summarize things to the best of his ability. And I will say that in most things that he said, pretty on point, and none of it really bothers me. I appreciate his actual honest effort to get the facts straight as much as he can.
So, the streamer that we are talking about.
Trolling Prophet. Just go ahead and say it. Say it 3 times in the mirror and he just might end up in your game.
This person was actually pretty prominent in the DBD scene.
Thank you. I didn't even know that.
As a nurse main. They were actually making quite a name for themselves. They were very good with nurse, and a lot of people consider this person to be the very first ever P100 nurse main.
I like this. Okay? Thank you. I like it. So far, he's just complimenting me, and I appreciate it.
This person had made a name for themselves, but they also played Survivor quite a bit. They were banned, and a lot of people think that they were just like falsely banned, but I'm going to tell you why they were banned. So this person...
A lot of people also think I've always been a cheater and always had hacks, and I just somehow recently got caught, and now I'm just doing it more openly, which is not true. But let's get his take on it, because he's pretty on point for the most part.
Described by them in one of their videos, said that they were playing with one of their friends, and their friend was hacking in DBD, just blatantly hacking, speed hacking and speeding up gens, stuff like that.
All right, let's be clear. Yes, and not just one friend, but I know several people, or knew several people that were doing that. And from time to time, did play in games with them. Not all the time, but here and there, yes, I played with friends and decided that playing with friends was, I don't know, it was worth it.
This person kind of just disregarded it and would keep streaming themselves playing the game. And naturally, people would clue in that, hey, you know, they're playing with the same hacker over and over again. So over time, this person accrued a massive number of reports. People would send their VODs to Behavior, which subsequently led to them being banned from DBD and from Twitch, I believe. They don't have a Twitch account anymore, so I believe they were banned from Twitch as well.
Okay, well, we'll stop there. You're wrong about Twitch. I was not banned on Twitch. I don't stream on Twitch. I don't want to be a Twitch streamer. I don't like Twitch streamers. Little secret there. To little cockroaches. Honestly, I don't care if Twitch is your thing. Twitch is your thing. It's not my thing. I'm not a Twitch streamer. Something about it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. It could be. I don't want to get into it. All the new stuff with Twitch, but something about Twitch has always just kind of been like, yeah, it's not my platform. Let's see. Let's just touch on that real quick. I'll just explain why. Not that it matters, but not why, but like things that reinforced it. Like, okay, so I'd come in and I'm like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I'd come into games earlier on when I started playing, and I noticed this thing like, oh, people are putting TTV in their name, right? Like, oh, they're Twitch streamers. Okay. So I would look at them and be like, fellow content creators. Hey, like this is a game. We're playing a fun, friendly game. And when I was playing Killer, which I would call myself a Killer main, even though I play equally on Survivor, or probably now even more on Survivor, but it's not the way that I do that is like, if I'm playing by myself, I would love to play Killer. But if I had friends that wanted to play, I would play as Survivor. And that is the reason why sometimes I would end up playing with hackers, because friends would say, okay, come play with us. And I'd be like, all right, let's go play, having fun with friends, you know? Those people could not play legit because they were banned. They could only get in with hacks, and furthermore, they only wanted to play with hacks. And so it was my choice of either never playing with these friends ever, because my integrity of in DBD was so high that like, I will not play with a hacker ever, or, you know, say, hey, every once in a while I'm gonna play with some friends who do this. Anyway, I'm kind of side railing. But I never really had an interest in hacking, especially in DBD. Never really thought about it, cared much about it. So I'm kind of losing where I was going with this. So back to Twitch, like I would see Twitch streamers, and I'd be like, oh, fellow content creators. So I'd be nice to them a lot. I had this policy where I just let Twitch streamers live. Like I would not kill them. I would just be like, fellow content creators, like. I just want to be nice, you know, maybe I'll hook you twice, maybe chase you around, have fun, but I'm going to let you live. Anyway, as you guys know, the DBD community is, let's say, slightly toxic. Can we say that? Because I don't want to say like the most toxic bunch of degenerates on the planet, because, you know, that might be a little mean, but let's just say slightly toxic anyway. After enough encounters with toxic, just be looking at a screen for this long of this handsome man, but after so many, you know, encounters with toxic TTVs that were nasty to me, like literally on their stream, I was like, you know what, okay. Eventually I dropped that policy. Now I don't target TTVs like a lot of people do, and I don't let them live for free anymore. I just try to just judge it off of, treat them as same as anyone else, and judge it off of the way they play the game or interact. And sometimes I'll go to their TTV and see who they are and get a vibe of a feeling of like, you know, their personality, and decide, do I want to be, you know, nice to this person, or do I want to just, I don't know, treat them the way that they seem like they treat others. But anyway, that's all side reeling. This is one of the reasons why I hate Twitch, and I hate you dirty, slimy Twitch streaming cockroaches, and I'm gonna tunnel you all out. Anyway, joking there, but let's go on.
After being banned, they believe
I'm not banned on Twitch, by the way. That was the whole point I was making.
it was false, but I
Okay, so he says, I believe it was false, the ban, right?
As well. After being banned, they believe it was false, but I, and as well as probably a lot of you, believe that if you are playing with a hacker, yeah, you should probably be banned, especially if you're streaming it on Twitch. Like, you might not be hacking yourself, but you're still like you're promoting cheating, right? Which is
exactly what you're doing right now, aren't you? Using me, my content, to promote yourself and cheating and pulling views. You're just not the one doing it. You're painting yourself as the good guy who's making awareness about it, while painting someone else as the bad guy because that person's doing it, but yet you're using the content and you're going to use my video clips for some entertainment purposes to promote and show, how fun the game could be with hacks. Now, I was not streaming on Twitch. Don't stream on Twitch. Don't care to stream on Twitch. Wasn't banned on Twitch. So I was doing it on YouTube. And I don't think it was false. I actually wondered for the longest time, like, why am I not being banned for this? I was surprised it took so long to actually ban me, because this went on for, I want to say, a year and a half. I don't even know. Well, let's be clear about one thing, though. When I was playing games with hackers, I didn't take the game serious. It wasn't like I'm sweating to win or thinking that, like, oh, I'm good because I'm winning. It was all about silly fun in games. And most of those games, you will see me not touching generators, not even doing anything half the time besides, like, standing around the killer or watching the chase with the hacker. Watching silly things like a hacker and a snowman looping a killer during winter events and things like that, like things you don't see. And because I'm a content creator, just like this guy, who in my mind says, hey, what's different? What's going to get views? Just like this guy who's making all his videos about toxic this and toxic that, hacker this and hacker that. I said, hey, I'm not hacking, but I happen to be in these games with people who are, and I'm standing over here on the hill watching these silly things happen, watching friends of mine just ascend into the void in the sky like an alien abduction. And I'm making silly little YouTube shorts showing things that are in the game that are happening, that behavior allows to happen. So you could just say, I'm making awareness myself. I'm not the one doing it. I'm just making everyone aware that this is going on. And apparently I've succeeded, because now we have other people using my videos to make awareness videos. I'm assuming that's what this is, right? So before I keep rambling, let's just make the connections here, right? So I'm in these games, I'm not sweating to win, and I'm not making it look like, oh, there's no hacking going on and we're just really good, and when we get to the end, we all teabag at the gate and talk trash in the end game. Now, some of the people I was with, yes, they would teabag and talk trash, but I wasn't the one doing that. I reserved any kind of teabagging or any trash talking, which I never initiate trash talking. I would always say in the end of every game, good game, well played, good luck next. And I would never teabag unless I felt like a killer really deserved it. Like, let's say I'm AFK, like my one pet peeve, pretty much, like as a killer main, my one pet peeve is killers who attack AFK players. And I get it, if you're AFK, you're going to get downed or whatever, but I'm talking about the killers that, like, they find the AFK player in the very beginning of the game, see that they're AFK, down them, hook them, and then come right back when they get unhooked, down them, hook them again, and then come right back, and their goal is to literally eliminate that player before they even get to play. And people will say, yes, well, you shouldn't queue in a game if you're AFK, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, my dog's having seizures behind me. Sometimes I need to step away from the video game. I know that's hard for little children with no responsibilities or no things in life that actually happen to them. They just get to play their video games all day. But sometimes things happen where you step away from your video game, and so that's fine. I get it. If you want to kill me when I'm AFK, but as a killer me myself, I just saw that as like, you know, a cheap way to get a kill and secure a win in an entire game. Because if you kill one person from the very beginning at 5 gens, you're most likely going to get a 4K, at least a 3K, unless someone gets hatched, blah, blah, blah. It's all common sense. But, you know, my point is I'm going off on another tangent about my pet peeves, but that's when you'll see me maybe teabag a killer or something like that, or say something in the end game of like, oh, you know, really have to tunnel out the AFK player. Like, you know, is that very challenging for you to kill the player that's not even running away so you can, like, do you need it that badly? Yeah, maybe I would say something like that, but usually, like, I'd always say good game, well played. And even so, like, I didn't, it's not like I was mad about it. Let's make one thing very clear. I don't get mad playing this game. I really don't. There have been times where I've been frustrated in games with the way things weren't going, usually more like if I'm on a Swift and survivors are like making stupid decisions that literally throw the entire game. Like, yeah, there are moments where it's like frustrating, but you know, when the game ends and it's a video game. I always keep in my perspective, in my mind, this is a video game, okay? The point of the video game, I believe, is to have fun. And if you're not having fun, you probably shouldn't be playing it. But, you know, if you find yourself having a miserable experience playing a video game, I would suggest you turn it off and find something else to do. But without any more side railing, let's go on, because this video has already gone on 20 minutes, and really I don't want to make a script, and I don't want to edit this. I don't want to waste my time editing this. So you either stay here and listen to what I have to say, or you leave. Most of you will leave. That's fine. I don't care. But this is just to put a response out. And honestly, even if this takes an hour to respond to, which hopefully it doesn't, but it might, I'd rather just put that long video version out there, unedited, of my rambling thoughts, than sit here and spend hours and hours trying to edit something and blur this guy's name and do the stuff that, you know, these people do. Like, it is really not worth it to me. This is just like, I guess you want to call it an official response, but this is just me responding to a video that was made about me. And so far, nothing has bothered me besides the fact that he is trying to ride off the coattails of my content, as he does with other people's content, without giving credit as a fellow content creator. You know, you could say, hey, here's this person. This is their channel. Go check it out for yourself. If you hate them, you hate them. If you like them, you like them, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Or that's fine. Even if you don't want to say my name, that's fine. But don't delete my comments. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You're going to make an entire video about me, and when I put a silly little comment that says something like, oh, please change the title to P100 Nurse. You know, I'm just telling them to add P100 in the beginning there, and I'm just being silly. I'm just being silly because I really didn't have much to say about this video. I actually thought it was pretty interesting. But, you know, that's all I'm saying. Don't delete my comments, buddy. All right, you can delete them if you want. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't not like you. Let's go. Let's move on.
Which is against Twitch TOS. So I definitely think it was a worthy ban.
Once again, I wasn't banned from Twitch. I don't stream on Twitch. Don't care to, don't want to, don't like you Twitch streamers.
But anyway, so after being banned...
Oh, even more than the Twitch streamers, I don't like the community.
Keep in mind, once again...
I don't like the mods that silence people when they say something they don't like.
This person had a lot of hours in the game. P100 Nurse. They also had a lot of Prestige Survivors. Many, many, many hours sunk into the game.
All Steve achievements completed legitimately. All Tome challenges completed legitimately. And that's, mind you, I didn't start playing this game. I haven't even been playing this game for like 2 years. But anyway, he's right about all that stuff. True, I did Prestige Nurse, one of the first ones, if not the first ones. And I did it all before the automatic blood web. So I sat there and clicked every little thing over and over. And once again, P100 doesn't mean anything about skill, because I know some really bad P100 nurses. I know some good ones. I know some mediocre ones. And, or whatever, P100, all characters. But all it shows is your dedication to a character. And, you know... that's pretty much it, your dedication to the character. And you would think that somebody that's P100 would be good because you put a lot of time in the game, but that's not always the case. Because as you could see from my nurse videos, I'm pretty bad.
They decided to start hacking themselves. They were actually offered by one of the hacking companies, or the main people who run the hacking software. They were offered some type of deal to actually receive the hacking software for free, as long as they streamed it and promoted it. This person, after losing all of their progress in the game, they agreed. So, via hacking, they received all of their stuff back. You get everything in the game. There's like an unlock tool or something that you can just receive everything in the game. So,
all right, let's touch on this as quickly as possible. Yes, I did lose everything. And the only, once again, if I was smarter about it, I would have just from the beginning been more careful about what I was doing as far as playing with certain people, which I was in a lot of games. Like I said, it's not like I was doing anything, but what happens is when you play with hackers, what happens is hackers do things to you that you're not even in control of. Like I've had hackers hijack my body and do things with me that I wasn't even in control with. They make you wiggle out of killer's grasp and things like that. So if you're in games with hackers, you're going to get reported too, because the killer or the whoever the other person is on the other team, if you're the killer, you're going to get 4 survivors reporting you. If you're the survivor, you're going to get at least the killer reporting you. And if you're playing with random survivors, in a lot of cases, you're going to get other survivors reporting you. So you're going to get reported in a lot of games. Now, what happened to me was, first of all, it's all speculation as to why I was banned. Yes, this stuff is true that these things were going on, but Behavior never told me why I got banned. All I did was I logged in one day, connection error, you have no internet connection to this. I was never given a reason why I was banned. So it's all speculation and it's all assumption, but it's reasonable to assume that this is the reason why. But even I couldn't tell you 100% the reason why. So that being said, I couldn't log in one day, and the reason why I think that this is the, why I was banned is because I will all the time had people in comment sections, I'm reporting you, I'm sending this, I already sent this video to Behavior, I'm reporting. Even to this day, I'm constantly getting, you're reported, enjoy your ban, I hope you get banned forever, I hate you, I hope you die in a fire, like you don't deserve to live, you're the scum of the earth. And the things that I get in my DMs from whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, comments, messages, Discord, direct messages. I mean, like, I don't even want to go into that, but I've had people like infiltrate my Discord, come into Discord calls, because I used to have it open. Like I used to just do open lobbies. Anybody's welcome to join. And that is one reason why sometimes hackers would come in. Originally, like, I had people targeting me because I had YouTube in my name. So hackers would just hop into my lobby. So whether I was going against hackers or whether they'd hop in on my team, and I wasn't going to DC from every game that had a hacker. So I just rolled with it. I'm like, all right, well, this is part of the game. They're here. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm either going to be playing on their team or I'm going to be playing against them. They're around, and I'm not going to cry about it. And I can't do anything about it. The most I could do is report them, and clearly that's very effective now, as we all see. But I got to a point where I'm like, whatever, just roll with it. I'd go into a lobby and I'd be in Survivor, and then I would see Bubba standing next to me on the Survivor team. And I'm not going to lie, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny seeing things that you don't normally see in the game. Killer, hillbilly picking me up and taking me to the moon in the middle of a game. I'm like, this is different. Am I going to cry about it? Am I going to DC from every game and receive a stacking penalty every time I see something weird happen because I'm a YouTuber and a content creator and people are coming into my games and doing things like this? No, I'm going to laugh it off, take the footage, put videos out there, and say, hey, here's some strange things you don't normally see in your Dead by Daylight games. And in the beginning, I didn't even know. I'd see weird things, hook bugs. I didn't know if it was a bug or a hack with a lot of these things. But, I just went with it and said, okay, if I see weird stuff, I'm going to roll with it. I've been in Killer and I've played against hackers. And you know what? I don't cry in DC and say, you ruined my game. You ruined the game for everyone. I hope you die in a fire, burn slowly in a place of eternal torment because you're the worst creature on the planet Earth, and I'm so self-righteous and holy, and I do everything right. I have the highest moral standards in the world because I play D&D. Okay. Anyway, aside from all that self-righteous hypocritical nonsense that these people act like, they're whatever. I'm not going to go, I've already gone too far, but there's so much to say about it that it's like, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything, right?
Back. You get everything in the game.
Okay, so yes, when I lost everything, I was offered by people in the quote unquote hacking community say, hey, you lost everything. We feel bad for you. We kind of feel like this is our fault too, because, you were playing with us in these games and this is a result of playing with us. So you know what? Here, we're going to offer you all this back and more. So like I said, not only did I lose, let's just say some of the things I lost, all the Steam achievements, whatever, all the tomes completed, whatever, all the ore cells, all the money I spent that was still in DBD that wasn't even spent yet that I had on my account, all the money I did spend on cosmetics, which was a lot, spending money buying other people cosmetics through my Steam account, spending money buying other people chapters, characters, killers, survivors, buying all the killers, all the survivors, all the chapters, everything, all that stuff I spent. All the time I spent prestiging legit characters, whether it be 100 or 60 or whatever it was, everything gone, right? And so I thought maybe this is a temporary ban. Maybe they'll let me back in 3 days. Maybe they'll let me back in a week. Maybe they'll let me back in a month. Maybe it's not a permanent ban. Maybe I can appeal it. So I appealed it to behavior and I said, listen, I know what I did was, I'm assuming this is why I was banned, and I know that it goes against the terms cheating. I didn't realize the severity of just like being in games with hackers, but all I can say is that if you give me my account back, then I won't do it again, and I'll just refrain from all that. If I see hackers in my lobbies, I'll just quit, leave the game, whatever. Like I said, in a lot of these games that I did play with hackers, I would let the killers just kill me at the end. Like I would die on purpose. I didn't care. It wasn't about the winning. It was about watching the funny things happen, getting the content, not taking it that serious, laughing at it, saying, hey, either, like I said, either I'm in the game with these people or I'm playing against them, or they just come into my game and there's nothing I can do. So they're there. And, I made the best out of it in terms of making content. I sent this appeal to behavior and said, look, all I can say is if you give me another chance, I'm just asking kindly, I'll just not do this again. And I was fully willing to do that. Like I meant what I said. I would have got to the point where I literally just stopped playing with these friends, gave up playing with my friends for sake of getting my account back and just staying legit. Never heard anything back from them at all. So reluctantly, all this stuff was given to me and said, okay, well, you can have all this back. Not only can you have, you can have all prestige 100 characters. You can have all the cosmetics in the game and some. You can have all your characters back. You can also have all these other things like wall hacks and the ability to fly and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't really want to go this route. But I had people that got it for me for free and they said, hey, just give it a try. And they even said, you might even get more views because this stuff is different and interesting. That's another thing I want to point out is that, okay, I agree. And I said, you know what, I'll do it for a month just to see what results I have. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, but let's just give it a month and just mess around, play with it, see what happens. And, in that month, let's just see, maybe DBD will unban my main account and I'll just go back to legit, but I'll just experiment with this for now just to see what the results are. Right. So another thing I want to mention is that like this quote unquote hacking community, I am not like deeply involved with it, but from all the interactions I've had with anybody involved in the hacking community, and I'll just say right now, I'll just say it's Milky Way cheats. And honestly, since we are promoting, maybe we'll even see if we can get like a discount code that we can put in the description or pin in the comments, offering some kind of discount if you guys use this as a referral. So there, we'll double down on that since we're all promoting hacks together. And, this guy wants to be the good guy and I'll be the villain. But what I wanted to say about this quote unquote DBD hacking community, I'm sorry you just get to look at this handsome guy the whole time. I don't want to deal with editing and putting things on the screen. You're just listening to my voice. You're either listening or you're not. But what I want to say is that this quote unquote hacking community has been so much nicer. Like, I just don't get the toxicity from it. People think of hackers as like, oh, they're in there ruining the game and holding killers hostage and being toxic. And yes, I'm going to say there probably are. I'm sure there are some doing that, trying to be toxic. But honestly, what I see from it are people just being silly, being funny, laughing, having a good time, and being very cool, not taking the game that serious, and very nice. Like, when you talk to them, I just don't get, like, everybody's an individual, obviously, but as a collective whole, I just don't get that toxic vibe that I get everywhere else in the DBD community. Like, if you just look at the DBD community as a whole, obviously, like I said, everyone's different, everyone's an individual. But if you go in Dead by Daylight groups on Facebook, if you're in whatever it is, Discords and Twitch streams and all the places where the DBD community exists, I find like the most toxic bunch of people. When I say toxic, I just mean mean-spirited. Like, I just see like Facebook posts of like somebody saying, oh, I was tunneled by this killer and, you know, I had a bad experience. And then the replies are like, oh, it's a skill issue. Just get good. You're trash, you know, crying about this and that. And so, but they're like very mean-spirited people in this community. They just really are. That's just a fact. But I don't get that kind of that vibe from this, like the people in the Milky Way chat. It's just chill people that are cool, so much nicer. You ask them for help with something and they jump to help you, and they're just, I don't know. This is just in general. I do want to point that out. I think the irony is just, it really caught me off guard, honestly, because you would think it's the other way around. Like the hackers are the toxic scumbags. No, in this scenario, the DBD community is a bunch of toxic, degenerate scumbags, like really mean people as a whole. Like I said, not everybody, obviously, but it feels like the majority of them are very miserable people who, you know, blame other people for their unhappiness and hate other people. There's a lot of hate in this community. I don't get that from these people that, as a whole. I can't stress that enough, but let's just move on.
Receive everything in the game. So they started hacking themselves, and they, for around 3 months or so, I believe, they have been just blatantly streaming themselves hacking.
Let's correct that. It's not it hasn't been 3 months. It's been about 5 weeks, because I said I was going to do it for a month and test it out, and that was, you know, that month expired probably like a week ago. So it's been about 5 weeks, a little over 1 month. It's gotten a lot of attention, so maybe it feels like 3 months. I do want to point out mention one other thing. I'm not the only person this has happened to. There have been, well, first of all, there's a lot of people that join up in games with hackers. A lot of them. A lot of people want to. A lot of people do it on purpose for whatever reason. They're having fun, whatever the case is. A lot of them don't get banned. I will say for the longest time, I didn't get banned. I probably got reported in so many games, and Behavior would look at my account, I'm assuming, and see, hey, no cheats on this account. You know, he's probably not the one doing it, so we're not going to ban him. But the reason why I did get banned, probably, supposedly, presumably, is because I was posting all these videos on YouTube, and people were taking my videos on YouTube and sending them to Behavior constantly, and sending them, you know, spreading them around, you know, creating their awareness, right? And they were constantly reporting me, but not only that, they, like I said, there was a time where they infiltrated my Discord, got into my Discord. Literally, we got messages, me and my mods got messages saying somebody is recording your audio in your Discord, like literally sent spies into the Discord to record our conversations and watch our games. And because I was nice and literally just had open lobbies, everyone was welcome. Here's my Discord, hop in. You know what? Hop in the voice chat. Everybody's welcome. I'm not one of those like streamers that was like, no, you're only the elite are allowed here, and after you play 1 or 2 games with me, we're kicking you out and making space for the next person because I'm so popular and everybody has to take turns in line. No, it was just like first come first served. If you're here, hop in the game, hop in the Discord. It's all now we've had to crack down on security and lock it up and not let people in anymore after that. But that's one thing that happened is we've had people infiltrate, collect videos, evidence, conversations, and go back to behavior or whatever they did. And I don't want to get into all of it because you could just go on and on about all of that stuff, but presumably that's why I got banned. Now there were other people, I know of other people who have been banned too for being in games with hackers, and it's ironic because the same thing happened to them in the sense of like they gave a lot of money to behavior, they were good customers, legit players. Yeah, they had some friends that hacked, and every once in a while they hopped in a game for silliness and was there for it. So they eventually were banned because what another thing behavior will look at, and this is just a little bonus for those of you who are hopping in games with hackers. What happens is with hackers, we get new accounts like every 3 days. So if I get an account and I say my name is Joe Schmo, whatever, 1234, and you add me, but then in 3 days I get a new account and I say, well, now my name is Joe Blow 3712, and then you add that one, and then the next day, same thing happens, and all of a sudden, you have a friends list full of like 30 accounts connected to accounts that have all been banned for hacking. Even though you're not hacking, when you're getting reported for hacking, behavior can look at your account and be like, well, look at all these banned accounts that are on their friends list. So one smart thing you want to do is if you are joining hackers in games, after a couple days or after you play with that hacker, just delete them off your friends list. Don't leave them on your friends list. Clean up your friends list, get all the hacked accounts off of it so that there's no record of that. That's just a little bonus advice. But anyway, I had someone else that happened to, and they didn't delete the accounts, and they had a number of accounts on their friends list that were had been banned for hacks, even though they themselves weren't hacking. They got banned. They did appeal to behavior, and they actually did get a response, and behavior said, no, like, we see that you've played with hackers, your ban is permanent, right? So as it appears, my ban is also permanent on my main account, because I went back, I gave it the month period. I'm like, hey, maybe it's just a temporary thing. No response from them. Anyway, this person actually got a response, and then because they lost all their things and all their money, same thing happened to them. Someone from the hacking community said, hey, here, I'm going to give you everything back for free. Now, this particular person that I'm speaking of in this instance, they don't hack, but they do have all characters and cosmetics unlocked for free, and they're no longer a customer, giving their money to behavior every month or every chapter that comes out, every rift that comes out, and all that stuff. And hey, are they right or wrong? Man, who knows? Is playing DBD right or wrong? First of all, guys, it's a video game. Let's try to keep that into perspective. It's a video game where we're not talking about like serial murder here, which is what it sounds like when some of these people talk about DBD. But on we go. We're already at 42 minutes. It's definitely going to be over an hour video. But we just want to I want to get this out. Because like I said, if it takes me an hour and a half to make this video, I'm done with it. I'm not editing it. I'm posting it in full. And what I've said, I've said. If I've made mistakes, if I've said words that are wrong, okay, I've made mistakes. I don't care. I'm not worried about editing it. I'd rather go on in the game and fly around to the moon than waste my time editing a video on this. But I do want to give an official response back, just for sake of clarity. I don't even expect that this video will get many views because I post so many videos, it'll probably just get lost in the mix. But we're doing it I don't even know why we're doing this. Maybe just so I don't have to think about it. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's just to get the other perspective out and not let this guy speak for me while deleting my comments in his page. I think that's what it's really about. I don't want him to be my spokesperson, be my voice telling my story while not letting me speak. That's probably the point of this. But on we go.
On YouTube and TikTok, because the TOS of YouTube and TikTok, you can just like stream yourself hacking, which is kind of gross. I don't know. I think YouTube and TikTok should maybe like, you know, buckle down on that or something. I don't know. But so yeah, so they've just
Okay, so one common misconception here is that YouTube and TikTok are the DBD police, and they're not. And so you people that are like trying to get others banned on YouTube and TikTok, first of all, you're going to crazy lengths because you're reporting things that aren't even so. Like I'm getting my videos reported for like racism and hate speech and stuff like that. That's not even in my videos, but they're flagging it for that because that's the only way they can report it. There's no option to report it for. You should remove his YouTube account because he's cheating in a video game and I don't like it. It's not fair. It ruins my fun. Please remove this person. Cancel them. Please. As I say, because I'm a crybaby snowflake. No, like that's not how it works. So what they do is they flag your videos for hate speech, racism, and whatever else they can do, homophobia and blah blah blah, and things that like aren't even in your video. They're a bunch of liars.
Just been blatantly streaming themselves hacking on YouTube and TikTok.
Crime of the century. Blatantly hacking on YouTube and TikTok. It's so gross.
And they defend it. They openly defend it. Pretty gross stuff. I definitely don't think they're in the right.
Oh yeah, well, you want to go there, then we got to first establish what is right and what is wrong, and we can't even agree on that now, can we? Because that all depends on our worldview. You think you're right, I think I'm right, he thinks he's right, she thinks she's right. It's all just a matter of opinion now, isn't it? It's all subjective. What's right and what's wrong? Let's see, is it right to cheat in a video game? I don't know. Is it even right to be playing this video game? Look what's in it. The first time I started playing DBD and I put someone on the hook or got put on the hook, I was like greatly disturbed by what I was watching. The realistic sounds of somebody screaming in agony while a hook piercing through their chest and blood and guts and chopping people up with chainsaws and dismembering them and stabbing them and strangling them and all the things that are in this game. You can go on and on from whatever you want to go from the perspective of morality, but honestly, you might want to question how moral it is to even be playing this game, especially if you're like, not an adult. But let's not go there because that's fine. Maybe he's right. I'm not in the right. That's you got to prove that to me first before we can even go off of that. And that's fine. He's fully entitled to his opinion, as are all of you, and as am I. But I'm not obligated to value your opinion, just as you're not obligated to value mine. And let's move on with that. Who's right? Who's wrong? I don't know. It's all one big subjective mess now, isn't it?
But it's an interesting kind of like villain origin story, I guess, because they were banned. They believe it was false, and as some kind of like sick way of getting back at behavior, they've took it upon themselves to just start hacking. And
all right, let's just clarify that real quick. I think it's funny how he finds it sick and gross, yet he can't take his eyes off. He can't stop watching. There's like a lot of the haters in my chat. It's really funny how they come in there and they're just hating and hating and hating, but they're there for hours and hours watching. I think it's a little guilty pleasure maybe. But anyway, let's just be clear about something. I did accept the offer to try it for a month and see how things went. I do fully intend on playing legit Nurse again. The reason why I haven't been spending a lot of time with Nurse is because currently Nurse is in a broken state. Her FOV is all messed up and it's not really as enjoyable to play. And let me put a little plug in here. I was going to make a very extensive Nurse guide, actually the best Nurse guide ever made on Dead by Daylight, which was going to include it all. And I'm talking about all of it, even the things that the best Nurse players are not telling you about. Now, it might be because they don't know it, or it might be because they're keeping them secret, or maybe they just don't know how to articulate or say like what they're doing. They're just doing it naturally. But whatever the case is, I have information on like playing Nurse tips and tricks and chase tricks and strategies and things like that, and techniques, formulas and things like that for chasing that I've never heard told. Well, I'm not gonna say never. I did learn them. I did learn a lot of them from one person. And when I make the YouTube video, I will credit that person and say where I learned all this stuff. And it wasn't for free either. But I don't want to side rail too much. I do plan on doing that eventually. But I haven't focused on that because Nurse is currently in a broken state. Another side rail, a little plug for a future potential upcoming video that I do plan on making if, in fact, they do fix Nurse anytime soon. But back to what I was saying, this is not about revenge. It's not some sick, twisted way of getting revenge on behavior. It's literally just about, I lost all my stuff and I'm not going to spend all that money again buying it back, and I'm not going to do all that grinding again to get it all back. So I either go in on a fresh brand new account with like no characters, no cosmetics, no perks, no nothing, which, hey, if that was all I had the option of doing, probably do it. I did it for a little bit. I hopped in games with no perks, doing the complete opposite, like going from, hacking with everything, going to perkless nothing. And I will let you know, when I do play Nurse, usually for the most part, not always, but many games I play with no perks and no add-ons. So I like to go to both extremes, from having the best of the best, everything you shouldn't have, to having absolutely nothing and nerfing myself. And that to me actually brings fun in the game, because it's switching things up and it's going from one challenge to a different challenge, one style of play to a different style of play. So aside from all that, this has nothing to do with revenge. Now, yes, in some of my descriptions, I worded it in a way that was all dramatic, and I love how he calls it a what did he call it? Some kind of what he said about the backstory.
Sick way of getting
his words.
Origin story
right there.
Stuff. I definitely don't think they're in the right, but it's an interesting kind of like villain origin story.
All right, a villain origin story. I like how he says that, because it kind of is. But I'm not trying to paint myself out to be a victim or anything, but really the point of taking all this stuff back was because it was free and it was giving me back everything that I had lost. And let's be honest, you probably would too. At the very least, you would consider it. You would consider it. So, that's what I did. I considered it. People kind of pushed me and said, hey, give this a try. And, I got nothing to lose at this point. I've already lost it all, so let's give it a try. That's what it's more about. It's about just nice people gave me back everything I lost and said, hey, try this out. See if you like it. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul, whatever. So I tried it out. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to get behavior. I'm so offended and I'm so mad about how they wrongfully banned me. And I'm going to sit here and find a way to strike back at them. Like, trust me, it's not even a thought in my mind. Like, behavior did what they thought they should have done. I'm not even saying they were wrong for it. I'll say, why did it take you so long? But, at the same time, same thing like this guy, like, give me a voice or give me an opinion or give me an appeal or something to, a means of speaking back. Like, so when I appealed to behavior and they did nothing, they didn't listen to me, they just went with the ban. That's fine. Like, do what you want to do. It's your game. Nothing wrong with them banning me whatsoever. I don't feel like it's unjust. I don't feel like I want revenge. Like, this whole thing that he's saying here is a misconception, a misunderstanding of what he's gathered from this,
I guess. Because they were banned, they believe it was false, and as some kind of like sick way of getting back at behavior, they've took it upon themselves to just start hacking and streaming it and
yeah, that's not the reason, but go on.
Promoting it to other people. I want to show you guys some of these videos, and we're going to take a look at that. And yeah, it's pretty wild, man. Check this out.
Wild's a good word. I like wild. I don't know about sick and gross, but hey. All right. I wish you didn't blur my stuff, bro. Just show who I am. Say the name. Say the name. No one is around. Say, baby, I love you. Why the sudden change? Say my name. Say my name. I want people to know. Just kidding.
So yeah, you can see here, like, just plain as day.
First of all, I don't even play Nancy. This must have been like the one time in my life I played Nancy. I hate Nancy's. I tunnel Nancy's.
That they're just hacking and
You are tunneling, aren't you?
like he's mad about the Wraith tunneling.
Okay, that's another thing I want to point out right there. I said, you are tunneling, aren't you? Like, does that sound like I'm mad? I'm never mad playing this game. I'm never mad playing this game. I'm being silly. Like, oh, you're gonna tunnel me? You're in for a surprise. You're tunneling the wrong person. It's just silliness. It's a surprise for the tunneler. Like, you're wasting your time. You're gonna try so hard to tunnel someone, and guess what? You messed up. But it's all in good fun. Like, there's no anger here whatsoever. Like, I know people don't get this because they really take this game serious, but I don't. To me, this is a video game, and this is why I stepped into experimenting with hacks, because I don't take it that serious. It's not to ruin it for anyone. It's not to get revenge. It's to be silly, funny, make different content than the same DBD content you see over and over. Watch me loop the killer for 5 gens because I D-ranked my MMR and I'm playing in the kiddie pool with the baby survivors who don't even know how to hit a survivor, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's like these people, they go in and they D-rank their MMR, they play on new accounts, and they're like, watch how good I am. I can loop a killer for 5 gens. Okay, any killer that's dumb enough to chase you for 5 gens is either just really bad and a newbie, doesn't know how the game works, or they're just playing with you and they're like, hey, let me just chase this one person, because I've been in games where it's just like, hey, this one person's hard to catch, the others are easy. I just want to spend the entire game just chasing this person because it's fun. Fine. But you know what I'm saying? These people are de-ranking their MMR. You go in these videos on YouTube and it's like, oh, illegal nurse build wins every time. Watch me destroy with this nurse build. But really, they're just playing against a bunch of potatoes that I could literally 4K with no perks and no add-ons with, whatever. The same thing with the survivors. Now, I'm not going to say they're all de-ranking their MMR, that's speculation, but, clearly when you watch some of their videos, it's like, what killer is going to get spun 10 times in a row in the same chase, and whiff every time, and just the things that happen in these videos, they're cherry-picked, and they're the same things. And is that entertaining? Sure, it's entertaining, but I'm not going to do that. And it's the same thing over and over. It's the same way this guy is making videos, the same thing over and over. Toxic this, toxic that, racist this, homophobic that, and because he knows it's getting views, okay?
You are tunneling, aren't you?
Like, he's mad about the Wraith tunneling.
Do I sound mad?
But he's hacking. Like, that's so weird. Like, it's so weird to be mad about the killer tunneling.
DS, buddy.
Does it sound like I'm mad? No, I'm not mad at all. And honestly, that's part of the humor about it. Is like in the end game chats when the killer's like, "Oh, imagine cheating and blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, imagine attacking an AFK player who isn't even there and trying to eliminate them from the game before they even got to move or touch a gen." It's like it's the ironic, comedic element to it is like. You were trying to be toxic, well, I'm using the term loosely, but you were trying to be this aggressive killer that eliminated somebody and ruined their fun by taking them out of the game within the first 30 seconds because they weren't there. And in return, they ruined your fun because they had a surprise factor, It's all part of the comedy. Like, he doesn't seem to get it. People really think I'm sitting there mad about, oh, how dare you tunnel? Look, I'm a killer main. Sometimes you gotta tunnel. When you go up against really good, efficient Swifts that are cranking out gens, that are really good at looping, really good at body blocking, flashlight blinding, mixing up scratch marks, sabotaging hooks, for the people buckle up, like, sometimes you gotta kill someone fast. I get it. I have no problem with tunneling. I have no problem with proxy camping. I have no problem with hook camping. Like I said, I mentioned it earlier, the one pet peeve I have, and honestly, you could do it. I'm not saying you can't do it or you shouldn't do it. The one pet peeve I have as a killer main is, where is the challenge in attacking a player that's not there? I know it's silly, but that's my one pet peeve. So if I come into a game and I have to step away because my dog's having another seizure because he's dying, mind you, if I have to step away for a moment and I come back and find myself on death hook, and I got hacks in my back pocket, you better believe that killer's getting some tea bags at the exit gate. I'm just saying. And it's not to be mean, it's not to be toxic. It's more about nanny boo boo. You can't catch me. All right, anyway. Gosh, I really like to go on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're like halfway.
Come get your DS.
Come get you DS. Look, he's mesmerized. He's watching.
So they DS, but I guarantee they like don't have DS. So
I'm gonna let him
You're
do
right.
his thing with your face.
he's on Datum.
He's quitting, I think.
I'm gonna let him do his
We'll see. I think he's gonna
thing
quit.
with your face. Why you gotta blur
I ran
my
away.
stuff, bro?
I zipped away and he's gonna quit.
He's just on the roof.
Come on, you can't tell me you don't want to be on the roof. It's funny. I'm a superhero. I'm here to save the potatoes. And honestly, that's another thing when I'm hacking. Like, I honestly don't care if I die. Like, I'm not doing it for the prestige. I'm not doing it for the blood points. I'm not doing it for the only reason I care to rank up, or sorry, the only reason I care to escape is to raise my MMR so I go against harder killers because I don't like bullying baby killers. I really don't. I don't like bullying baby survivors. If I go into a game and I'm at low MMR with Nurse, or I'm at a team that I see is no challenge for me, I literally hook them all twice, more for their sake, so that they can get unhooks and get blood points. I let them do the gens. I let them hit me with pallets, and I literally open the gate and let all of them leave. Like, these people talk about me like I'm the scum of the earth in DBD when I'm probably the nicest killer main you're going to go against, if not one of them, unless somebody's in there just being nice, letting everyone out all the time, which I do like probably, man, like I just said, the only pleasure I take out of killing survivors as a killer main are the ones that are asking for it. The ones that are really hard to catch, like the ones that are good and they know they're good and they're taking you to all the broken loops and they're juicing you and they're teabagging you at pallets and, you know, they're confident in their skills. Okay, I'm going to try to kill you. And if I kill you, I'm not going to feel bad because that's the game. Like, we're at the same level here, you know, but if you're just a baby, I'm letting you live. I don't feel good about killing you. Like, one, it's not a challenge. And two, like, you probably die in every game and never see the other side of the escape gate. So I want to be that nice killer that says, here you go, like, get an escape, you know? I want you to have a good experience for a change. You're probably tunneled out in every game. If it's that easy for me to down you in 5 seconds every time I see you, like, chances are you don't have the motor skills that to be like really good at this game. Maybe you're old, maybe you're on a laptop, maybe you have fat fingers, maybe you have bad eyesight, maybe you have bad hearing. I don't know what the case is, but you're not, you know, you're not like a 16-year-old in your prime on the best gaming computer with the fastest reflexes. If you're dying every match, I want to let you live. Like, that's my mentality of this game. I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody. I'm probably nicer than all the people that are bashing me. And the same thing as Survivor. If a killer is just getting juiced and getting, you know, struggling the entire game, but they have a good attitude about it, they're trying, they're, you know, you can kind of get the vibe from the way the killer's playing. You know, I go up to them in the end, wave them over and say, go ahead, put me on the hook, get a kill. You know, you were cool. You didn't quit. You didn't cry. I mean, I don't know. You never really know in the game, but you get a feeling of how the person's playing. You don't really know till the end game chat if they can talk, then they're nice or not. But, you know, that's another thing I want to point out. Some people feel like you ruined the game for everyone. No, okay. First of all, you get, if you're a survivor that's getting tunneled and camped every game, dying every game, like, the killer's already ruining it for you, quote unquote. But it's not really the killer ruining it for you. It's you allowing somebody else to ruin the game for you. So it's you ruining it for yourself. It's your perspective. It's your attitude. You're the one that's allowed the game to be ruined for you. Like I said, if you're not having fun, don't play the game. But if you go into a game and you know this is going to happen, I'm going to get tunneled, I'm going to get camped, the killer's going to be like this, and you can't have fun doing that, then maybe that's not the game for you, or you need to change your perspective or your attitude about it. But I go in games, I've been in games where I've been camped, I've been tunneled, hard tunneled, targeted, killed AFK, teabagged, BM'd, hit on the hook, all this stuff. And, you know, while it doesn't feel good in the moment, I get that, especially when you're new to it. You're like, what is going on here? Why are they doing this to me? Right? You know, you feel, I don't know. Whatever the case is, you probably all know how that feels at times, but you have to rise above that and say, that's the game. These are the players that are in the game. That's how they play. I'm either going to play it or I'm not, and I'm going to make the best of it or not. Look at the glass half full or look at the glass half empty. It's just a matter of perspective. Nobody can ruin your game but you. So if I go into a game with a hacker and I'm playing legit killer and I'm going up against a hacker, I can either step away from my keyboard and use the time to go get a snack, go outside, get some fresh air, get a drink of water, do something else, hop on, check my emails, whatever. I can step away from the game and hope that these people are bored when there's no killer interacting and then they just do the gens and leave. Or I can say, hey, this is a challenge. And in my case, that's what I do. I say, hey, this is a challenge. Let me try to get that hacker, and if I don't get the hacker and they escape and they all teabag me, I know the game was tilted. I know, like, okay, it was a hacker and wasn't going to get them, but I was trying and it was fun to try because I know if I can get them and if I can kill them, or if I can kill one person or whatever, if I can make any progress, it just makes me better at the game because I took on a challenge that was nearly impossible or at least a lot harder. And I've done this before. I haven't put anybody through anything that I haven't put myself through. I've gone into games. There's a video on YouTube. It's like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. There's a period of games that I played for about 3 hours straight, I want to say, against hackers. I was playing legit nurse and I was playing against hackers. Well, I was playing against a swift of friends, and in a custom game, 2 of them were hacking. 2 of them were very well-known hackers on TikTok, Echo and Nia Khalifa. And, I kindly asked them, hey, can you at least limit your hacks to such and such? Like, don't blind me from the other side of the map, or don't make everyone DS me every time I, finally catch someone. They're already popping gens really fast. They already have wall hacks. They see everything. They already have speed hacks. And I know all this, and I'm going into games with them, playing against them. And believe me, it was frustrating, but I willingly did it. And this was before I had hacks. And I did it because I wanted to experience that side of it, and I wanted the challenge. And guess what? I strangled a couple of them in a lot of those games. Some games were 4-man escapes. Some games I killed 2 people. Some games I only killed 1 person. Some games I think I killed 3 people. Of course, they know where the hatch is at the end, so I'm not going to get the 4th kill. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was a challenge. I thought, hey, if as a nurse main, if I can even hit hackers, let alone down them, hook them, kill them, like, that's just making me a better player. Like, I'll take the challenge. And I willingly did it, put myself through it for 3 hours. Not only did they do things like that, but they picked like Leary's, the hardest map for me. They picked a bunch of petrified oaks that took away the hooks from me. Like, we really stacked things against me. And then on top of it, I had, one of them was not hacking, but they were being super stealthy and sneaky with distortion and calm spirit, and I could never find them. They're creeping around in the background doing the gens while the hackers are keeping me busy. And I'm telling you, you might call this DBD torture that I put myself through, but I had a fun time doing it. I knew what I was doing. It got a little frustrating because I'll tell you, one of the most annoying things about it is my friend on there. He was not hacking, but he was with them. And he was, for a lot of these games, we were actually in Discord together. And he was talking trash to me the whole time. Oh, get good. It's a skill issue. Oh, yeah. Baby nurse can't hit your blinks. And I didn't care that he was talking the trash, because to me, that's just funny. And that's how he is. He does that to everyone. What bothered me was that I'm sitting here trying to rely on my sound to hear survivors around me, because I'm already, outnumbered, and everything's tilted against me already, and all I have is like my sound in my headphones to try to track survivors' footsteps through walls, and this guy's like talking over all of that, making it that much more difficult. Anyway, I just want to say that another side rail is, like, all these things bring up ideas in my mind and stories I want to tell, and what better time to do it than now, as we're analyzing these things. But this is just to give you my perspective. Like I said, I don't want some stranger here being my voice, speaking for me. He can give his opinion and he can say what he thinks of these things, but he's going to block my name, block all my info, and on top of it all, block all my comments on his video. Then I'm going to make this video to say what I think about it. So far, I mean, aside from him trying to use my content to push his view count up on YouTube, which is understandable, but him trying his hardest to make sure that I get nothing out of that, that's the only thing that bothers me about this guy so far. Nothing he said has bothered me. Nothing. He's trying his best to get things accurate, and I give him credit for that. I mean, him calling things sick and gross, I think, is a little extreme. shows that how serious he takes a video game, but you know, it's okay for him to think that way. I don't see anything wrong with it.
The killer's like given up. The killer's just standing still. All the
Yeah, the killer's giving up and standing still, but what am I doing? Am I doing gens? Am I doing anything to progress the game? And I'm being silly too. I'm standing on the roof for most of the game. Like, I'm not doing anything to I don't know how you say, like, rush through. Like, I've been against hackers who are just rushing through the gens, and every time you down someone, they just instantly blind you from across the map, and there's no fun in that. And then, or hackers that hold the game hostage and don't let you leave. And you know, I've gone up against hackers like that. Or what I find to be the worst hackers are the ones that are subtle hackers. You don't know they're hacking, and they're speed hacking here and there and doing gens faster. And then you just feel like, man, I am garbage. Like, I just got steamrolled. But you don't even know that they were secretly hacking. But look at me. I'm standing on the roof looking at Myers, you know, giving them head nods and stuff, like being silly. Like, you can't Mori me. You can't catch me. I am mischievous Meg on the rooftop, superhero to save the potatoes from scary Myers. Like, it's all silliness, guys. Like, for real.
knows
Dude,
that
G
this
Fuel
is
the shit. So is Prime.
I'm
is
nodding at
wrong.
him.
Your Prime makes you.
This is wrong. This is so wrong. Okay, it's wrong. It's funny, though. I'm on the roof nodding at Myers like, you can't catch me.
You game better.
All right, he's done with me. I don't think he wants any part of this. He's probably just stalking me up, getting juice for you guys. You guys better watch out. I would advise that if he gets anywhere near you, to hop in a locker.
Yeah, I think he's gonna more.
Sorry, see, I don't watch my own videos. I just post them and forget about them. So to actually see somebody putting clips of my videos and reliving like a few of these moments and hearing like the serious tone in which I'm talking when all underneath it all, it's all just a silly game. I find it funny. I'm sorry, like, I'm laughing at myself here.
There it is. Yeah, I would advise getting a locker. It's better if
Man,
he
that's
pulls you out of a locker than if
so
he...
gross, dude. He's
It's so gross, but it's funny. Come on, look at him. He's staring at it like, what is this I see? I wish I could do this, but I can't. So all I can do is hate on it and say it's gross.
just flying around. Look, the killer's coming after him, and he just hops onto the top of the ambulance.
Come on, Tombstone Myers. You can do it. Come on. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Come on,
Yeah,
it's,
He's just trolling
that's what I thought. Get out of here.
the killer.
It's coming
Yeah,
back
he
from me.
keeps bringing the killer to
I
me.
think he's trying to catch
Making
me
me
off
nervous.
guard. Like, what is he doing? He's trying to sneak up on me.
Is he a sneaky fellow?
Like, I don't have wall hacks. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, I gotta go. Hello.
Oh, he lost his ability. Oh no. I guess he wasn't fast enough.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm kind of glitched.
he's just standing still, obviously
He was
frustrated.
banned apparently for streaming this game with a hacker, and and all that stuff, and posting videos about it. So they banned him, which was silly because he never cheated before. But once they banned him, I felt like cheating was fair game. You know what I mean? Like, it must have felt like, I guess I should start cheating now because they banned my account.
They call you a hacker long enough, and you just might become one.
True,
Yikes.
true.
Oh, that's so crazy.
All right, cool.
He's
It's
kinda
so
dumb.
crazy because he actually has this like villain origin
Myers.
story.
He's sleepy Myers.
Like, he's obviously not in the
Sleep.
right, but there's
Sleep,
like
Myers. Sleep.
there's
Somebody's gotta
actually
put
like
Stand in front of
a
him until he mores you.
an
That's
origin
insane.
story, you know?
All right, let's touch on that because he said this a couple times now, and that's I like it. It's like he wants to hate me, but he doesn't fully hate me. Yet he's deleting my comments. I don't like that. Don't do that. Leave my ability to have free speech on a video that's made about me, bro. Come on. You can't use me like that and then try to silence me. You're using me like, let me say something. Let me respond to the people in your comments. Not that I really care. My responses are always silly. Like, they're not, well, not always, but like, whatever. I mean, you gotta have thick skin to be a content creator, one, but to be doing this, yeah. So let me just say something.
It's so
What was I going to say? Let me see if I jog my memory. The villain story.
actually like
Stand in front of
a
him until he mores you.
All right, the villain story, right? So let me just say this, right? And this is another reason why I accepted doing this. But it's like the DBD, what do you call it, criteria or procedure for banning is obviously messed up, because if you're getting people like me who were not actually cheating, but were in games with people cheating, whether I knew it or not, whether I queued up with them or not, but I don't actually have the hacks. I'm not the one using them. In this video, I am, but prior to this, actually having my main account banned, I wasn't the one cheating. So if DBD is going to just, take people who say that they're in games with hackers and getting reported. Now, granted, for me, I believe it's because they used my own videos and I just provided proof for them. Like I said, I was making content. I'm like, yeah, here's what's happening in my games. You see it. I see it. I'm not hiding it. This is a thing in DBD. Maybe they didn't like the fact that I was showing that there was a big problem in DBD. Like, I even used to have videos. I think I changed the names now, but I used to have videos that were like named the hacker problem in DBD, such and such, the hacker problems in DBD, the problems with cheaters in DBD. And I was literally creating awareness, showing this stuff. And yes, I was going into games with people who were doing it, standing like on hills or nearby, just watching it. Because and a lot of times when a killer sees a hacker, not always, but if a killer sees a hacker, sometimes the killer just wants to kill that one hacker and they focus on them. It's probably how I would be too. But so they ignore you. So I could literally be standing next to a hacker who is looping a killer. And the killer is going to ignore me in some instances and just totally not ignore me. And there would be sometimes I'm being silly with my friends. The killer actually downs them and I run up and teabag on them and point at the hook like, yeah, kill them. And there are times that I did not go save my hacker friends and I would laugh at them and teabag them like, yeah, you got caught. Like, I'm not going to help you. Like, to me, it was all in fun and games, right? Sometimes I would side with the killer, try to help the killer and get in front of my teammate, my friends, and body block them and try to make it harder for them and make it easier for the killer to get them. I literally point them out and try to get in their way and block them at pallets and things like that. So, you're only getting one side of the story. You're getting clips taken out of context. There's over 11,000 videos on my channel. Go have fun. I don't expect you to. I don't expect him to sit there and watch them all, obviously, but he's picking some funny stuff, I'd say. But so what I was going to say basically about that is that the legit players like me who were not cheating are getting banned, losing their accounts, losing all their cosmetics, their money, their characters, their challenges, everything included. P100 nurse, legit lost everything, right? But meanwhile, the people that are actually hacking, which I'm one of them now, if I go in DBD right now and a ban message comes up and says error, I could be back in the game. Literally, I'm not going to exaggerate. By the time I have to restart my computer and go through a couple things and go through a couple programs, I can be back in the game by the time like you play one game, maybe like 10 minutes. I could be back in the game. So the real hackers that are I thought about making a video on this, but I'm like, oh, who cares? I don't really even want to waste my time. But showing how like the real hackers are constantly coming back all the time. So when Behavior says, oh, we've banned 60,000 accounts this year. Yeah. And, how many of those were the same hacker? Because I know friends who have been banned like over 1,000 times, just one person, because they come back every couple days on a new account. So you're not really banning 1,000 people there. You're banning the same person 1,000 times. So you really didn't ban 60,000 hackers. Maybe you banned 6,000 hackers who are all still here. I mean, I guess if you're not a good hacker, you're not going to come back or know how. But I mean, part of the whole hacking process is knowing you're going to get banned and knowing how to come back. So to me, it's so funny when I get all these comments like, ban him forever. Oh, enjoy your ban. Oh, you're reported. Your account's going to be gone by tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. And I work for Behavior and you don't know who you just messed with. And, tagging Behavior on all my videos. And I'm like, what do you guys think you're going to accomplish here? Because the real hackers are coming right back you're not getting rid of them. Meanwhile, people like me who actually were spending money, loyal customers, not hacking, yeah, maybe hopped in some games with hackers, making silly content, showing what's happening in the game. Maybe that's wrong. But you know what? Those people are getting banned. So what DBD is doing is kind of, in a way, I don't know how much they care, because they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, in the sense that they have lost a customer. Okay, not only have they lost a customer and a loyal player, a legit player, somebody who was constantly buying cosmetics and chapters and rift passes and all that stuff, but what they've gained is somewhat of an enemy. Now, not to say like I'm an enemy of behavior or anything, but they've gained somebody who is now getting everything for free and promoting it to a bigger audience, saying, hey, look what you could have if you want. You know, obviously it costs money for people to do this. I mean, there are free ones that I've heard of that, you know, they're not good, but I'm getting it for free. And I've also said that too. Like, I don't want to spend any money on this. I'm not going to do this if I'm going to be spending money on it. If I was going to be spending money, I would just go back to behavior, spend my money back there, buy everything again, you know, grind my way again. But I'm not going to spend money on this anymore. I lost everything. I put way too much money into it. Mind you, like I said, not just for myself, but I was buying chapters and skins and things for other people. So I've put a lot of money into this game, a lot of time, a lot of grinding. And like I said, they lost a customer, and in a sense, well, they've gained, I don't know if you want to call it an enemy, but they've gained someone who's on the other team now, who's not a loyal DBD community member and is more on the dark side, I suppose. But you know what? The dark side treats me a lot better, to be honest. You know, I'm just going to put it that way. They're a lot nicer people. So behavior kind of did this to themselves, and I'm not saying that they were wrong, but I'm just showing how it backfired and showing that maybe there's something wrong with the process here, because you got legit people being banned, and like I said, I'm not the only one. And then you've got real hackers who are always coming back and that can't be banned. So all they're really doing is turning more people into hackers, making the problem bigger is what they're doing. And so if this guy wants to complain about me, or anybody wants to complain about me, or they want to go, you know, say what they want to say, really your problem isn't with me. It's with behavior. Because if they didn't allow this, then this wouldn't be happening. And if bans actually mattered, then people like me wouldn't be here. And honestly, if bans actually mattered, I wouldn't be in this situation, because I wouldn't have been in games with hackers to begin with. I'd still just be playing the game legit, because I wouldn't have encountered this kind of thing in the game. So I don't want to keep going on with that point, but I do want to make that point very clear. Now, does behavior care? I don't know. Maybe it's really hard to stop hackers. Maybe it's not an easy thing. Maybe you have to have a team of experts who's constantly keeping up with the hacks and constantly cracking down on them. And I'm sure they have some effort put into that. Clearly they do, because every 3 days or so I get banned. And all the people that I know doing the same thing do also. But maybe it's out of their budget, or maybe it's out of their technological abilities to put a complete stop to this. However, what I do know is that it's not out of their budget, and it's not out of their technological experience to create new cosmetics that you will buy. So, you know, as long as you're buying the new cosmetics and the new chapters and the new characters, you know, then who cares that there are some hackers running around in the game? And I'm just saying, like, from behavior's perspective, I don't know. I don't know what they could do to stop it. But all I see is, you know, hey, buy the new skin, buy the new this, buy the new that, spend your money, buy. And people do it. So is that a thing? I don't know. I can't tell you how to fix the hacking problem. I'm not an expert hacker. I've literally been doing this for a month. And I was amazed to see, like, I'm not going to lie. I was getting a lot of views before, but I'm going to say that my views and my subscribers and my engagement on both YouTube and TikTok, I want to say has tripled in the month of doing this. And maybe that's because it's not that common. Like you flip through TikTok and you'll find like, you just find like non-stop DBD streams of people like, oh, I'm running from the killer again. Oh, I am the killer again. I'm throwing my hatchets again. And it's the same content, and really it's their personality that people are sticking around for, I suppose, if there are people there watching. But in this case, you're getting something a little different. And maybe my legit gameplay is just super boring. Maybe my personality is super boring. But maybe when people see this, they're like, oh, that's interesting. That's different. That, is catching my attention. Maybe that's it. I couldn't tell you. Obviously, that's got something to do with it, but everyone's got their niche, right? Just like this guy wouldn't be getting views nearly as much if he wasn't making nothing but nonstop videos about toxic players and hackers, and with thumbnails of tunneling LGBTQ. He is literally riding off the coattails, I don't know how else to say it, but off of people like this that are making certain kinds of content. And he doesn't want to be the bad guy, so he's like, well, let me make the videos too, but let me make the videos as I'm the good guy, who's just making awareness and trying to stop the problem. And he's not the only one. There's so many, like this right here, like this is Void Totos that he made a video on, right? Who else made a video on Void Totos? You can go through and find there are at least, I want to say like 4 people who made videos on Void Totos that recently, and if you look at it, it's like 4 months ago, right? And you'll find that video 4 months ago, but who else made a video 4 months ago? And he's not saying his name, but who else made a video on him 4 months ago? I think it was Spook and Jukes, right? And then there was another guy who made a video on him right around the same time. And then I forgot his name. And then there's another guy that made a video on him, Choi, recently, like, I don't know if it was the past week or two or something, made a video on him. And they're all copying each other. They're all doing the same thing. Like they don't want to make the toxic homophobic video, but they want to make the toxic homophobic video about the guy who's supposedly toxic and homophobic. And then they want to paint somebody in a certain light to make themselves look like the good guy and make this other person look like the bad guy without getting that other person's point of view, or without giving that person any, without saying their name. And obviously they're going to say, well, we don't say their name because well, some of them are being honest about it. We don't want to give that person any views. We don't want to bring any attention their way. And 2, it's to protect them so that we don't have people from our community go over there and hate them. Well, let me just tell you something. Like, the extra hate that's going to come from your community isn't going to make a difference in the amount of hate that some of us already get on a regular basis. Like you think we don't get hate constantly? Like, this is why we know that the DBD community is how toxic they really are. I don't even say toxic, because toxic is an overused cliche buzzword, but I always say like mean-spirited, hateful people. And then the irony of that, the biggest irony of that, is these are the people usually that are claiming to be wholesome, kind-hearted, tolerant, loving, caring, generous, kind, accepting, non-judgmental, inclusive, right? These are the people that in general are claiming to be all this, when they are like the mean-spirited, most hateful, intolerant, unaccepting, judgmental kind of people. I don't know, maybe possibly on the planet. I mean, it's a lot of competition there, but my point in saying all that is that they're all copying each other. So this guy makes a video on him, so does Spook and Jukes, so does this other guy, I forgot his name, and so does Choi, all making a video about him, and then they're all going to make the videos about, because they see that, hey, Spook and Jukes made a video on this. I don't know who did first, I'm just saying, but so-and-so made a video on this and it got like 100,000 views. Oh, Choi made a video on this streamer and it got 1 million views. And they're doing the same thing. They're using the same content, but they're just trying to do it in a way where they look like the good person and use the other person as the bad person. And I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I prefer people be honest about it. If you actually watch Void Toto's, like he did a reply to Choi, and he just straight up tells you like, hey, here I am. I'm telling you what I'm doing. Yes, I'm trying to get views. I'm being honest with you. But, these guys, they're doing the same thing, but they're just, cloaking it under like, being a social justice warrior or whatever you call it, the vigilante, the White Knight, the Blue Falcons. I don't even know my words. Let's go on another side rail here.
An origin story, you know? It's so gross. It's so gross, man.
It's so gross, but I just can't stop watching.
Put him in the casket.
Oh.
Remember the last time you and Big Show did this?
One in the chat if you think I'm getting reported.
Yeah, so this is, when he just said, remember the last time you and Big Show did this? There's a video on my channel. I don't want to go and go to it, but it's the same thing. It's Myers, and he's standing still in a shack. And I wasn't hacking. It was before I was hacking. And we deliberately went up to the Myers and we're poking at him. And he's like, I know he's going to tier 3 and just down us and kill us. And it's in the end game collapse. But once again, it's for the sake of being silly. It's for the sake of content. Like, it's not always like I'm not really bullying killers. Like, half the time I let them kill me. It's just being playful. Like, the way this guy's saying it's like, it's so sick, it's so gross, like I mean, it making it sound like it's I don't know, something on the level of like child abuse or something.
If you think I'm getting reported.
Now see the trash talking in the chat from the Meg, that's not me.
Jeez, man.
That's not me. I am Meg. He's got my name blurred. I'm Meg Thomas 02. This is Meg Thomas 03 talking. I don't trash talk.
What loser
Donate
you
the
have
skill?
to hack.
That's
I'm most likely in that chat, which if you left it long enough, probably said good game, well played, good luck next or something. But I don't trash talk. Sometimes I'll respond with trash talk, but it's if they come at me first with trash talk, I might do something bad. Like if they're like, oh, imagine being so bad that you have to hack in a game and still lose your garbage, go, get in a car crash and KYS IRL, something like that. I might reply back with like GG easy, get skilled on, or something silly to provoke them back, something that's just to be silly,
crazy, man. So here they are on Garden of Joy. He's going against a Wesker. You can see, like, it's the same as the last guy I made a video about. They have all the
So fast.
like auras of everything in the game. It's like Windows on crack.
It's the new Windows buff. You didn't hear about it?
You can see the gens, you can see the killer, you can see the teammates. It's really gross. I'm surprised he let the Wesker catch him there.
See what he says there? I'm surprised he let the Wesker catch him there. I let the killers get me all the time. I even let the killers get other people. I'm not trying to ruin their fun. I try to let the killers get 8 hooks in a game. I try to let them get 2 hooks on everybody. Sometimes people die in games. It's not impossible for the killer to win. Now, yes, there are other hackers out there who will not let the killer get a pickup, who will not let the killer get a down, who will just completely take control of the game and not let the killer get anything. But I'm not like that. I want the killer to have fun. I want them to have points. Sometimes they get kills. Sometimes I let them kill me. I let them hook me. Most of my chases, I'm not using things to my full ability. Like, I could have sped away there. I could have wiggled out there. No, I let the guy hook me. Like, it's not about winning, guys. Look, this is what I'm doing in games.
Look at this. He's just casually going outside of the map. That's so crazy, dude.
Like, there's one gen left. Am I rushing to do it? Nobody's even on the gen. Like, I'm over here playing around, exploring the realms that people can't get to.
Just in a pub game, he's just casually going outside of the map.
Yeah, but for what purpose? For what purpose? How is this harming the killer? How is this, how is this doing anything? How is this toxic to the killer?
work on this gen with it.
I'm stuck.
That's a basement Houdini. Poof.
So he just disappeared there just to like fuck with the Wesker, just to make him think that he's going crazy or something. Man.
That, my friends, is called the basement Houdini. It's my original move. You might see other people copying it, but you can look it up on my channel if you know how to spell Houdini, and it's in a lot of my shorts, YouTube shorts, TikTok videos, and I'm telling you, I'm kind of bored with it by now because I've done it so much. But when I first started doing it, it was one of the funniest things. You let the killer see you, get a glimpse of you running down to the basement, and you purposely leave scratch marks down to the basement so they know you went down there, and they're chasing you down there. Like, oh, I got this person now. Like, there's no way they're getting away. They're trapped in a basement. I'm standing between them and the stairway out, and then you turn a corner and you go behind a wall as if you went in a locker, and you just poof Houdini out of the basement. And it's really funny, and you can like look down and see their auras, and they're searching all the lockers trying to figure out where you went. And I get requests to do this all the time in games. Like I said, I'm kind of bored of it now, but it was one of my favorite things to do for a little while. It's called the basement Houdini. If you don't know, you better ask somebody.
You look here, like he has been posting daily.
Oh, I've been posting daily. Let me just show you something. After you made this video on me, I did this. Now, granted, these videos are just posted and they're not going to have a lot of views on them, but I just want to show what I did just for you, since you noticed I post daily. I posted 3 hours ago, 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 3 hours ago. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 7 hours ago, 32, 36, 40, 7 hours ago, 40 videos just posted today. Then you got 44, 48. This just goes on and on. 8 hours ago. Now, granted, a lot of them don't have any views because I literally just released them all at once. So, like, who's gonna go watch? I don't even know, man. This looks like it's over 100 and over 100 videos, all just posted, and yeah, they have no views. Because, like I said, I just released them all mass in like mass bulk. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, see, because this one's 4 days ago, 1.2 thousand views, but like starting right here, 3 days ago, 590 views, right? 487 views 1 day ago. But like starting right about here, 15 hours ago. So I literally just dropped all these videos just because, he noticed that I post every day. So, hey, why not just post a little more and a little faster? Now, obviously, that's probably a detriment to my views and channel because, like I said, a viewer drops a content creator drops one video and you're subscribed. You're like, oh, I want to see that new video. But a content creator drops 100 videos at once. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm not clicking on 100. I'm not sitting here watching 100 videos that are 15, 20 minutes long. But, I'll watch this one or I'll watch that one. So you got 20 people watching this one, but you got 30 people watching this one. And, so it's all split up. But I don't really care. So I'll post a bunch more anyway. So this, by the way, let me just say, these are all unedited games. These are every game that I play, just unedited. So you can see in full context, everything, nothing edited, from start to the game to the end of the game, what I was saying, what I was thinking, what I was doing, why I was doing it, conversations that were going on, other people in Discord, things that were happening, all of it, like nothing's hidden. It's just all unedited. Will I make edited videos as well? Yes, I have playlists that are, like certain playlists that'll say like P100 Nurse, and this is all, nurse videos, 1,172 videos in that playlist. These are some edited videos, Trolling Prophet, like this is all Milky Way cheese. Like I said, maybe we'll get a promo code in here, but that's 1,200 videos in there. Now this is all counting like a lot of those videos I said like originally where I was playing with other people. That's where that playlist started. I was showing like the hackers and DBD and stuff, but now it's turned into I've just started adding all the cheese videos that I do, cheese being another word for cheat. Kill your friends, DBD shorts, it's just all different stuff. Here's some GTA from older stuff. But yes, do I edit videos? Yeah, the thing is the edited videos just get lost in the channel full of all unedited gameplay. But this is more like a record and a journal. So if somebody says, oh, I played you and I was the spirit and I played you on such and such date, it was the Red Forest, like you can go back and be like, okay, look, this looks like a spirit reading hate mail while making a spirit quit. And then you could see like roughly the date, the map and stuff, and there's a good chance like you can find the game. It's here somewhere. You might have to go digging, but if you look by date, title, thumbnails, things like that, and I'm not going to sit here and make a thumbnail for all these, so I just kind of pick the automated thumbnail that works. But point is, you can find a game. If you're in a game with me, whether you were a survivor or a killer or something, you can go find it. It might be really hard because, like I said, I just dropped who knows how many videos that was. That might have been like 120 videos. I don't know. I think it was, it was a lot. It was over 100, maybe closer to 150. But so that's that. My dog's hitting his bowl. He needs to go out, I think. But let's try to wrap this up without stopping.
Of himself hacking. Daily posts, some of them getting, decent views, some of them not so much, but daily he's been posting himself, just blatantly hacking and promoting it. So yeah, no, it's just every single day for the past like 3 months.
He's wrong about that. It's been, like I said, hacking maybe, I want to say 5 weeks.
Surprising that he's doing a gen at the normal speed.
Exactly. Surprising he's doing gen at the normal speed. Surprising that he let the killer hook him. Because like I said, most of the time I'm not just raging with the hacks. I'm not just doing things to be toxic or taking the game hostage. I'm doing silly things like being on the roofs, flying to the moon. Like I have a short where I'm Chiffany, which is Chucky on Tiffany's body, Chucky's head on Tiffany's body, taking every survivor to the moon, like picking them up and bringing them to the moon. Silly things. It's not that deep. I'm sitting there on a gen.
Hey, for the past like
doing a gen normally. Like I'm not doing anything crazy in a lot of these things. Like I said, I want the killers to have fun. I want them to get points. I want them to get hooks. I want them to get kills. I want them to not have a terrible experience, whether they be killer or survivor. I don't really hack on killer. People keep requesting it, but it's not really my thing. I'd rather play killer legit.
Like 3 months. Surprising that he's doing a gen at the normal speed. What is this? He's just trolling the killer. He's just trolling the killer.
Terrible.
And he just, like, DS hacks. And he escaped! He escaped at the last second! That is so gross.
It's not gross. You love it. You secretly love it. Guilty pleasure. Let's see, what else? Oh, like I said, about people like ruining people's fun, right? Like I said, a killer that tunnels, camps, goes after one person, eliminates them right away. Like, they're quote unquote ruining the fun for that survivor. Somebody who is a killer, or somebody who's a survivor main and they're on a Swift and they're rushing gens and they're teabagging the killer and they're taking the most broken loops on the broken maps and they're doing builds where they got boon exponential and picking each other up for the people. They got whatever they might need, no mither boons for the people, buckle up, flashlights, hook sabos, whatever. You could argue they're just playing the game normally, but when they take it to an extent where they're on a coordinated Swift cranking out gens, kind of bullying the killer in a way, like teabagging them, taunting them, clicking their flashlight at them, all escaping, teabagging them, and then telling them in the end game, oh, you're trash, baby killer, get good, uninstall the game, you know, you're dog water, blah, blah, blah. Like, did they not just quote unquote ruin the game for that killer? You could argue that they ruined the game for that killer, right? Just like you can argue a killer who's camping, slugging, tunneling, doing all these things that people would say are ruining the game for the survivor, right? So anybody can ruin anyone's game depending on how they play. You don't need hacks to ruin someone's game. And likewise, you can actually make someone's game better by having hacks. So maybe maybe there's a random person on your team and you don't know them, they don't know you, but they've just gotten tunneled out the last 10 games in a row, and you pop in and all of a sudden they got a superhero swooping in from underneath the map and saving them and wiggling them off, and you know they can't escape, maybe they're not that good, whatever the case is. Suddenly they got this superhero who protects them, you know. You'll have survivors that'll be like, you know, gross, and then, you know, I'm not playing, and they'll kill themselves on hook or whatever, they try to kill themselves, or they give up and go to the killer, or they try to wave the killer over and sandbag you and tell the killer to kill you and team up with the killer, and then, you know, trash talk you in the end game, whatever the case is. You have those survivors. Then you have survivors like, hey, that was fun. And then you have other survivors that you do something in front of them, you fly, you teleport to them and save them or something, and they look at you and just give you a look and shake their head no or shake their head yes, or then they start following you. To me, it's actually more fun on Survivor to troll random survivors and get their reactions, because you have this whole spectrum of people who think it's funny, people who are complicit, people who are like indifferent, people who are totally against it. And to me, that's even more funny than messing with the killer most of the time. But my point remains is that anybody can ruin the game for anyone else if you let them ruin the game for you. Or you can go in and say, hey, I'm going to have fun no matter what happens. Hey, all right, I'm getting tunneled out, I'm dying, you didn't get to touch a gen. Okay, well, I'm going to make the most of that and go to the next game. Nobody can ruin your fun unless you let them ruin your fun. And then another thing I want to say is, like, if you're in a game with, like I said, because of that, if you're in a game with 5 people, 4 survivors, 1 killer, and let's say, you know, the killer plays real dirty and then the 4 survivors die and none of them had fun. Well, now you had 1 person who had fun, a killer, and you had 4 survivors who didn't have fun. Well, that's, you know, not a good ratio there, because you got 4 people did not have fun that game, 4 out of 5, right? But let's just flip it and give a different example. Like, now you have a survivor and one who's hacking against that same killer who's playing all dirty. And all of a sudden the survivor is like a superhero and he saves all 4 of those teammates, right? And they're randoms or whatever, but they all had fun, right? Now you have 4 people out of 5 who actually had fun. You have a killer who didn't have fun, but still, the majority of people had fun. So you can't claim that the hacker ruined everyone's fun or ruined it for everyone. No, they actually just made it fun for 4 of them, 4 out of 5, when the other way around, it would have been like only 1 out of 5 would have had fun. So it's really a matter of how you look at it. And I've also had games where I've hacked against killers who actually said in the end game, that was fun. Like, even though you were hacking, that was fun. Thank you. Like, and I've had people say, I'm so, like, I know who you are, and I'm actually glad that I've went against you and it was really fun. And so, you know, you can't sit here and claim that this is ruining the game for everyone or it's ruining everyone's fun, because the fun is subjective.
I'm amazing.
So he just DS's on the killer without being hooked and just teleports away to help somebody with a heal.
Chucky's on the way.
I just don't
FYI.
understand the point, man. He
You don't understand the point? I don't understand the point of you making content about things that you don't understand the point of. Because I think we both understand the point. The point is right here. Posted 23 hours ago, 1.6 thousand views. And that's actually before I updated this. I'm sure it's got more. It's probably at like 1.7 now if I were to refresh the page.
he's made
Let's see, we're at 11:40 seconds. Let's just refresh it and see if it's gone up.
Today we are going to be
No,
talking
not yet,
once again
but it's
about
close.
the hacking.
It's close. It's at 1.686, so it's almost at 1.7. But anyway, I just wanted to check that for myself. Where are we at?
Trolling the killer. DS hacks. Explanations as to why Sand, the point, man. He's made lots of like explanations as to why he
The
does.
good news is
The only like logical like reason that he gives is that he just doesn't give a fuck, and everyone's fun is subjective. And
I think I've seen.
Hey, I just kind of said that, but I didn't say that. I've never said those words that he just put in my mouth. But and it's not that I don't care. Like I said, I'm trying to make everyone have fun. This game, like you go in forums, which I don't really, or if you're in like DBD groups and you see people complaining all the time about this game and its imbalance and how they don't have fun and blah blah blah, and they're always whining and complaining and crying. That is the DBD community. And sometimes you need a superhero to just balance things out and oversee the game and make sure that everyone has fun, or at least make sure the majority has fun. You see, it is all subjective. He's right. Prove me wrong on that.
his fun is just ruining other people's fun.
Okay, and the point about my fun ruining other people's fun, that was a joke that I put on my profile saying, stop trying to ruin my fun because my fun is ruining your fun. My fun is to ruin everyone else's fun. And once again, that was a sarcastic, joking statement to to actually make the point out of sarcasm. I don't know, like to show that it is all subjective, but also it was kind of a mockery on all the comments that I continuously get about, imagine being so bad at DBD that you have to hack because you're so bad at the game. Well, those people are just stupid because they're assuming that you're hacking because you're bad and you want to win. I just told you a number of reasons why I'm hacking, and I would say probably the main one right now might be because it's in demand and people want it. And every time I say, hey guys, I'm gonna play a legit game now, I'm gonna go back to playing, this stream's gonna be legit, all of a sudden I see people saying in the chat, no, don't do that, I want to see Basement Houdini, I want to see you do this to that killer, I want to see Infinite head on over here. And you tell them, but I feel like playing legit Nurse, and they're like, yeah, of course, some people want to see it and some people do ask for it, but the views speak for themselves and the viewers speak for themselves. So if I do a stream where I'm cheesing, which is a code word for cheating, I might have 80 people watching in a stream, sometimes 100, sometimes 200, depending. But then I go and play a legit, I say this stream is going to be legit, no hacks or anything. And all of a sudden my views drop down to like 30 people watching. So the views really speak for themselves and the comments of people speak for themselves. And yes, I get a lot of hate, but for all the haters, on top of that, there are people who actually enjoy it and who like it and who are demanding it. And I was very surprised to see that. Now I kind of find myself trapped between a rock and a hard place and almost in the sense forced to do something that I wasn't wholeheartedly committed to, that I said I was going to try. So where else was I going with that? I just lost my train of thought again, but I got my dog like in this water bowl, and like I said, he's sick and probably gonna die soon. So he's saying
and
I don't
just being his fun is just ruining other people's fun and just being like
Imagine cheating and still getting down.
Yeah, so the comments that they say, right? Imagine cheating and still getting down. Like, okay, I'm letting the killer down me. I'm not saying I'm letting them, like giving them a pity kill or pity down, but I'm saying as I'm not exploiting things to the fullest ability, I'm doing them in a funny way. It's like, in the worst, when things are really looking bad and 3 people are on hook and it just looks like, oh no, it's the end, we're dead, I swoop in like a superhero and unhook them all and give them for the people and something like that. And it's not about like, oh, the killer's never gonna touch me. No, like, I'm having regular chases. If the killer can catch me and down me, okay, you got me. If you hook me, hook me. Like I said, sometimes I let them kill me. It's not that, it's not like as deep as people are trying to make it, like you only hack because you're trash at the game. And no, it's content that people want to see, and I get these same things that people say over and over. And like I said, that was the thing that they would say, imagine, this and that. It's always imagine. It's always the same cliche, overused buzzwords that make them think that they're unique and original. But it's always imagine this and imagine that and bro this and bro that. And, what are the other ones? There's a couple of the same buzzwords they just use over and over again. But, if I had a penny for every time I heard somebody say the same unoriginal cliche overused phrase, I could just quit streaming. I'd be rich already. But so they say that you're ruining everyone's fun. So I kept getting that in the comments all the time. So I made that my silly tagline phrase or whatever. Imagine being so bad at the game that you have to ruin everyone's fun, or my fun is ruining your fun. And it's supposed to show the irony of the statement, saying that, like, in their minds, it's all about their fun. Like, don't ruin my fun. Like, you're ruining my fun. And the funny part about this is that it's usually not even the people that are in the games that are saying this. It's just people who are watching or observing or that are not even in the game. And you should see some of I don't even want to get into the side of it, but like the DMs that I get, like the things that people are telling me, what makes you think you deserve to live, I know who you are. I'm coming to get you. Your time is limited. The things that I get in my DMs from people who I don't know what their purpose in life is, but once again, losing my train of thought. But my tagline was, my fun is ruining your fun, to show like the stupidity of the argument that, like, you're going to sit here and tell me, don't ruin my fun. Don't ruin my fun. Well, I'm like, hey, don't ruin my fun. This is my fun. Don't tell me, it's like somebody telling me, don't tell me what to do, right? Well, when that person just told you, don't tell me what to do, what did they just do? They just told you what to do. So they are telling you to not do the thing that they just did. You get it? It's like, it's like, some one of your friends, silly example, but one of your friends punches your other friend in the face, and then you come along and to that friend that punched him and say, don't you punch him in the face, that's wrong. And in return, you punch that guy in the face for punching your friend in the face, all while telling him, don't punch him in the face, it's wrong. It's wrong for you to do it, but it's not wrong for me to do it. So that's kind of what it's like. It's just, you're forcing your views on someone else while telling them to not force their views on you. Like, if I want to play the game a certain way, that's how I want to play the game. Whether or not it's within the boundaries of the game or the rules of the game, that's a different argument. But, that's apparently the risk I'm willing to take and the decision I've made for whatever reasons. The reasons might be good enough for me. Does that mean they'll be good enough for you? Probably not. Another ironic thing about it is I've had people come over to my streams and start hating on me and be like, you're ruining the game. Why do you do this? This is so terrible. Stop doing this, and then they stick around. And after a while, it's really funny because some of them actually turn into loyal viewers that follow, and they come back and they're like, they're singing a different tune, and they're like, you know what, like, I really didn't approve of this at first, but I'm not gonna lie, it's become my guilty pleasure, or I really like your personality and your attitude, and you're really nice, and like, I actually like you. And I have people say, this is the only cheating stream, the only cheater I like to watch. Like, this is the only one that I like, or this is my favorite cheater to watch because, like, you're different than the other people. And, I'm not trying to, like, boost myself up, but I think it's just kind of funny how people actually can change their views on things if they get a different perspective. And maybe that's another reason why I'm making this video. Not that I care, because no matter what anybody does in life, take this lesson home. You're always going to have people that hate you. You're never going to please everyone. So no matter what you do, you're always going to have haters. It's really easy to do, just like if you're ever feeling, another thing is, right after this guy posted, right after this guy posted, I had people come to my live stream and be like, you know what? I actually forgot you existed until I saw that video. And now I'm back here watching. And, you know, he reminded me about you. And so I think that's really funny. He's not even saying my name, but people who really want to know will know or find out. So he can hide my name all he wants. It's still free promotion, free advertisement. And I'm not even doing the same. I thought about it like, you know, I should hide his name and do what he did to me. Like, no, like that thought crossed my mind. I'm like, no, it's not even worth it. Like, if you guys want to go look this guy up, go look him up. If you want to go watch the video, look at it. If you want to go put a thumbs up on it, if you want to leave a comment saying how terrible I am, go do it. If you want to follow him, go do it. You know what? I'm not worried about who follows him or watches his videos like he's worried about who follows me and watches my videos. I'm not trying to take anything from him, and I'm not in competition with him. If you like his stuff, go follow. If you know, and that's the thing is, like, what is he afraid of? If what I'm doing is so terrible and people come and see it and know who I am, they're not going to want to follow me anyway. They'd be, oh, that's gross. That's sick. Just like him. And they're not going to follow me or subscribe anyway. So what is he scared of? He's scared of people actually coming there and saying, hey, this guy's pretty cool and this content's pretty funny. And you know what? I'm going to actually subscribe to this because I just got turned on to something new. That's what he's afraid of. I would imagine. I can't speak for him, but it's what it seems like. And you know what, bro? Why try to take that from me? Why try to use me to make a video to get yourself views and subscribers and boost your channel and try to rob me of the same thing? Like I said, not that I need your views or whatever, but you know, it's just a question to ask. I feel like that's a little hypocritical double standard. And you could say, well, because I don't want to turn people on to hacking and make the DBD community worse. But guess what? You just did it with your entire video. You just did it. And you know why you did it and why it was okay for you? Because you did it so you can get views for you. That's why you did it. So it's okay to turn people onto it and to show it, you know, all while under the guise of condemning it, which I'm sure you probably do condemn it, you know. You take pride in the game and you love it as much as, you know, it sounds like you do, then I'm sure you do condemn it. But, you know, at the same time, it's okay for you to show it as long as it brings you views. And that's the hypocrisy, and that's the double standard here. And you're going to block my comments. You will not see my comment on his page if you you won't see any of these comments. Anybody who goes and says a nice thing, and I've seen it too. I saw someone else post on there and say, hey, I saw Trolling Prophet comment on your video and now the comment's gone. Like, are you really deleting his comments? And guess what? That comment was deleted too from someone else. And I've had other people say that they went there and put a comment and the comments that were there and the comments are gone. So you're censoring that so that people don't, you know, find it. Just say my name, bro. I might appear in your game.
I think I've seen enough.
You think you've seen enough? Okay, hold on a second. Let me show you guys something.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. My name is Blue Dream 47. Sometimes I get a little bit silly. Sometimes I say some weird things. Feet really freak me out. Do you guys want to see my foot? I don't want to show you. It's really weird. Shh. Sometimes I do some weird things. I love you guys. Bon appetit.
Is he eating deodorant? I think I've seen enough. This guy is eating deodorant. I think I've seen enough.
So yeah,
Wait, let me see. Have I seen enough? Have we actually seen enough?
Sometimes I'm a little bit crazy. But at the end of the day, all I care about is having a positive impact and connecting with you, the viewer.
Oh, connecting with me, the viewer, which is why you delete my comments, right? Because you want to connect with me, the viewer. I'm one of your viewers, ain't I? Do you really want to connect with me? Blocking my comments?
I am a
On a video that's all about me?
veteran DVD player and I really care about the game. I'm very passionate about the game and the game's community, and I strive to make a positive impact. So I hope you enjoy your time here, and I hope you tell your friends. Thanks for checking in.
There you go, free plug for you. I have seen enough. Yeah, positive impact. Positive impact. Don't talk to me about it. Don't ask me about it. You know what? Don't interview me about it. Don't ask me, like, don't question me. Don't try to make me be a better person by seeing things your way or having a conversation about it. Just make a video about me, hide my name, and block my comments.
In conclusion, this is obviously not good. Nobody should be hacking in the game.
It's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Matter of opinion. If it wasn't good, why is it there? Why does DBD allow it? Take it up with them. Your problems with the devs, not with me. Your problems with behavior, not with trolling profit.
Definitely an interesting story why he started, but it in no way, shape, or form excuses hacking in an online game. If you want to hack and mod in offline games or games where it doesn't matter, sure. But if you're just doing this, and especially solely for the purpose of ruining other people's experiences, it's
Wait a minute. I just said over and over again, I just want to drive home that point. I'm not doing this solely to ruin anyone's experience. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's experience. I let killers kill me, and I let survivors escape, and I try to make everyone have fun. If they want to be salty about it, that's on them. I'm not trying to ruin anyone's experience. Anybody who watches my videos or my streams knows this. So, that's one thing I hope you don't take away from this guy's video, that I'm doing this to solely ruin people's experience. Like, I'm a very kind, loving person. I love all souls. I love all people. I believe that we were created in God's image. I believe that God loves all people. So even if you hate me, and even if I don't like your personality or the things you've done to me, I still value you as a soul. I still believe that God loves you. I still believe that Jesus loved the world and died for the sins of the world and died for the sins of me and you personally. And God wants you to go to heaven, and God cares about your soul. And I believe that I should do the same. So all this being said, this is a video game. Everything taken, in context of a video game, silliness, trolling, poking fun. I don't know if you want to say bullying. I don't really bully, but the whole thing's within context of a game, the teasing, taunting, and such. Okay, fine, all good and fun. But when it comes out of the game, outside of the game, and that's the part that it's like people are like, oh, you're a trash person. You hack in a video game. Like, you're a terrible human being. Like, you don't know me as a human being. And I'm not the greatest person on the planet, but something tells me I'm a nicer person than those people, because I don't take it outside the game and attack someone or hate somebody or despise them for how they play a video game. It's a little extreme to me. I think that, that's borderlining like some kind of mental health issues there, when you literally like wish death upon someone over the way they play a video game. Not saying that that's what this guy's doing, but that's what I get a lot from people. And like I said, no matter what you do in life, there are going to be people that hate you. And if you don't believe that, and you just want to take the greatest example of that, and if you're ever feeling down about yourself, or like people are attacking you, first of all, I've been, dealing with this for a long time. This is not my only YouTube channel. I manage like 20 different YouTube channels. This actually does not even have a lot of subscribers. My biggest channel is pushing like 90,000 subscribers. I keep them separate. I have different channels with different subscribers, different audiences, different content. So I've been getting hate on YouTube since the beginning of YouTube. This is not new for me. This is not something that like breaks me or hurts me. I don't lose sleep over any of this. I felt like I wasn't even going to give a response to this, but you know what? I felt like I really just should say all the things pertaining to this, because like I said, all going back to this person is speaking about me and for me, and he doesn't have everything right. So let me just clear things up. And now we've been going on, like I said, it's been 2 hours now. I think it's time to stop. But like I said, if you're ever feeling down and out, like you're being attacked and hated, just understand that no matter what you do in life, there are going to be people who support you and people who hate you, even if you're the greatest person. And take the example of Jesus Christ, who came, lived a perfect, sinless life, did nothing wrong to anyone, never did anything wrong, never sinned, did nothing but miracles, healed the blind, the lame, the sick, raised the dead, cured everybody, loved everyone, preached love, did nothing but good in the world. And what did they do to him? Well, let's see. They beat him and spit on him and whipped him and pulled his beard out and mocked him and slapped him and condemned him and nailed him to a cross openly, stuck a spear in his side, put a crown of thorns on his head, and shamed him. So you're talking about the greatest person who ever lived, God come in the flesh, perfect, holy, righteous being, the only one that's ever lived that was perfect, and look what they did to him. So if you're ever feeling like you're on the attack, and please don't take this in any way that I'm comparing myself to Jesus Christ, because I'm not, but what I'm trying to say is, if they did that to him, you know, what are they going to do to you? And should it matter? Like, should you care what a bunch of people on the internet think? First of all, like, most of them are all, I'm not gonna say all, a lot of them are just, most of them are doing this because they're insecure, they're unhappy, they're miserable people. Misery loves company. They want to bring others down into their misery because they don't like to see other people succeed or prosper or be happy, because they are not happy with themselves. Internally, they're miserable. And so they want other people to be miserable, and they're not going to voice this or express this, and they might not even know this, but subconsciously this is what's going on down inside, deep down inside, is that they are not happy and they can't be happy, so they don't want you to be happy, and they don't want, it bothers them if you are happy. And that's really what it comes down to. So when they, you know, they talk trash in an end game, when they're being really toxic and mean in the end game, it's not over the game, really. It's really not. It's not like, oh, you're trash, you're garbage, uninstall, you know, I don't even want to say, because I'll probably get taken down, but like KYS, you know, IRL, the things that they say and that kind of stuff. I don't care what people think. There's 8 billion people in the world now. I don't even know, estimated, and they all have different opinions, and they all think their opinions are right. So it's like you're free. Everyone's entitled to have their own wrong opinion and believe that it's a superior opinion, and that's perfectly fine. I don't care what people think, as long as I'm content with who I am and I know why I do what I do. Now, if you want to have conversations about it and talk to me about it and say, like, this is why I think it's wrong, and this is why I think, you know, whatever the case may be, you want to have civil conversations and try to see eye to eye, find common ground, you know, make progress, maybe change somebody's mind. That's usually not the case. Like, what happens in, you know, debates and arguments is just both people walk away thinking they're right. Like, people don't usually want to admit they're wrong, but, you know, I'm the type of person where if you can prove to me that I'm wrong about something or show me why I'm wrong about something, I will say, you know what, let me reconsider that. And if you show me that I've been wrong about something, I'll say, you know what, I'm wrong about this. And, you know, maybe I'll try to change it, because I don't want to be, I want to get right. If you can't admit that you're wrong, then you can never get right. He's saying I'm wrong about something. I don't necessarily think that I'm wrong about it, and I don't think he's proven that I'm wrong about it, and I don't think anybody has so far. But let's go on to the conclusion of his video. It's been over 2 hours, and I don't know if any of you have stayed for this whole thing. Like, bless your soul.
It's not good. It's morally wrong, and it's
Morally wrong. Those are your opinions based on your morals. Don't force your morals on me and your beliefs. You're free to have them, but for you to tell me that is morally wrong to be cheating in a game that is morally wrong to begin with. I mean, we're talking about a game of like serial killers, putting people on hooks, you know, dressing in scandalous ways. And, you know, we don't even need to get into all the degeneracy that is Dead by Daylight, but, you know, don't tell me something's morally wrong without first explaining where you're getting your morals from and why I should agree with your morals.
it's just gross. So what do you guys think? Let me know
Just told you, I think.
down in the comments.
I'll let you know down in the comments so you can delete them. I tried to do that, but, you know, I'm not allowed to comment on your videos.
Should YouTube and TikTok remove this kind of thing
No, because YouTube and TikTok are not the DVD police.
from being posted? Should people get banned from YouTube and TikTok? I think so.
No, they shouldn't.
But let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you
I mean, that's like me going to any YouTube video and being like, hey, YouTube, I don't like what this person posted. I think it should be against terms of service, and I think their channel should be deleted because I don't like it. I find it to be morally wrong and gross. Please comply with my superior opinion. Thank you.
did, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and
I agree. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends. That is my channel, my video. I don't care. You can go watch his video and do the same stuff on his channel for all I care. It doesn't matter to me.
check me out
Best of luck to him and his channel, making content based off of other people, knocking other people while censoring the comments from those specific people that you're bashing. I think you're a hypocrite.
on Twitch, by the way. We go live 4 or 5 times a week, and we have a lot of fun over there. Would love to have you stop by. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.
And with that, I bet you if I went to his Twitch, I'd get banned over there anyway. I do have a Twitch. I don't actually want him knowing my Twitch channel. But one last thing before we go. I just want to show you one last thing. Right here.
Shh. Sometimes I do some weird things. I love you guys. Bon appetit. Guys, 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 bon appetit.
I can't believe I just made a video response that is 2 hours and 15 minutes long to a guy who eats deodorant. Goodbye. I've seen enough.